to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Good evening, good afternoon, good day. I know I'm on my own. Philip's not here, and he's let me loose. It's like letting the madman loose in the asylum. Philip letting me loose on my own. But hi, good afternoon. Welcome to THFC Till I Die. Absolutely the home of Tottenham, past, present, and of course an exciting future. And it's only a short show today because tonight is the main event. This is like the undercard to tonight. Tonight is the main event when me and Mia go head to head over HOTSPUR at 9. It's like the big heavyweight fight, like Ali against Frazier, Foreman against Ali, Titan against Holyfield. It's like one of them big sporting events you just cannot miss. And if it was on pay-per-view, we would get millions for it. But Eddie Earn didn't want to know about us, and Sky Sports didn't know about it either. But there you go. It's on tonight at 9 here on THFC Till I Die, and of course the Full-Time Sports Network. But how are you on this afternoon? Are we all happy Spurs fans? Are we looking forward to tomorrow? 5 points clear we could be by the end of the night. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see who's in the chat. Greg Sonette, big up. Greg says, absolutely love that Avengers trailer intro. Yeah, I do too. Absolutely. I've got the best of both worlds, Marvel and Tottenham put together. Absolutely. And big up to KE3P. His link should be in the channel below. He is on Twitter, so please everyone go and follow him. He gave me kind permission to use it as an intro. But yeah, we don't know if to use that as the intro or the outro and use the same video with some music as the intro. We're not sure yet, so we're trying it out, but you tell us what you want us to do. We've got Chris Welsh. Big up, Chris. I hope you're well after yesterday as well, sir, and I hope you're okay. Hope everything is fine. I hope your mam's okay as well. Afternoon, mate. Hope it's well. Yeah, we're grand. Andrew Gregory, good afternoon. Dermot, good afternoon, Andrew. How are we all? Yeah, as I said, Mr. Brady is not with me today. He's taking the day off, basically. Too busy partying last night, I think. Absolutely partying. That man is a party animal. Get the words right. Dermatron, hello on a quick break. Big up Colin from Full-Time Sports Network. And Chris is saying all good, all sorted for now. Good. Absolutely good. Chris, I'm glad. It's not nice what happened to you, sir, and I hope your mum is fine, and I hope you're fine as well, which is the main thing. Yeah, big up, Colin. Everyone, please get over to the Full-Time Sports Network, who we are partnered with, and please hit the like button and subscription button over there, like on here too. Right, what we're going to talk today. Well, listen, I want to start with a little bit of conversation before we get into the build-up to the Palace game. Now, a lot of people say to me, I'm deluded, and majority of them are probably right. But there's been a lot of few people saying that we shouldn't be excited about us being top of the league. And we could be 5 points clear. And are we in the title race? Now, I can understand people saying we haven't got the squad depth. We haven't got the players to do that. And they're probably right. But our motto is to dare is to do. And I think, why not dream? Why not believe? Why not go there? Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and everyone should have their opinion respected. Everyone should have their opinion listened to and respected and acknowledged. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've been a fan now for over 40 years, and I'm thinking we're in a title fight. I think we are. I think we've got the right manager. We've got the right starting 11. And I think we can get there. I think we can do it. We're very much in the Champions League fight. And I think if we can do well before Christmas, then we're going to be there and there's about the Champions League. No problem. But are we in the title fight? I think so. And I think we should be excited after what we've had to suffer with under Mourinho, Nuno, Conte. Why shouldn't we be excited? We got up to the top of the league with Mourinho, and then it all fell apart. We didn't do very well. We had a good start under Nuno, then it fell apart. Conte took us to the Champions League, and then it fell apart. It ain't going to fall apart under Postecoglou. Why? Because he won't let it fall apart. He's not going to stand by and let them players throw it away. You look at the Fulham, second half of Fulham. He gave them players a bollocking after the game, and rightly so. This is not what Tottenham Hotspur should be. This is not what we are. We're a different animal, a different outfit. And look, if you want to believe we're in a title fight, believe it. If you don't, then that's up to you. That's your opinion, and you should have your opinion. And you should have your right to hear your opinion. But personally, myself, we are in a title fight, and we should be able to dream. We should be able to believe. This is what football is all about. It's all about believing. It's all about dreaming. It's all about believing in your team that we can do it. Tell that to the Leicester fans that won the league a couple of years back, when everyone's telling them they couldn't win the league. Were they believing it? Of course they were. Why can't we believe? Why? Because we're Tottenham Hotspur and we have to not believe in things. We can't dare to dream. We can't dare to dream. We can't dare to do. To dare is to do. That's our motto. Postecoglou has given us the right to dream, given us the right to be excited, given us the right to go all the way, to be delusional within reason. Now, we may not win the league this season. We may get into the Champions League. I always said we're finishing the top 3. And I said that in the preview show before the league started. And I think we will. I think we're in the top 3 contenders. But look, Man City could falter as much as anyone. So can Arden. And it also depends on January, what we do in January. People seem to forget when Conte took over, we bought 2 players in, Bentancur and Kulu, in that January window. And what at the end of that season, what happened? We got Champions League football. But we got a team now. No Eric Dyer, no Sanchez, no Dombele. Lo Celso is a bit of a part player. We've got better players now than we did under Mourinho, under Conte. And we've got Postecoglou, who's a better manager, a world winner manager, who's won everywhere he's gone. And it's always people saying, oh, well, he's only managed Celtic. You have to beat what's in front of you up there. It isn't a God-given right. to win up on Celtic. Celtic don't have the God-given right to win the treble every season, nor the Rangers. You have to beat what's in front of you. He's been unbeaten in 52 games at home. That's including Celtic and us. He is a good manager. He is the best manager we've had since Keith Birkinshaw. He is laying the foundations this season for us to be successful and build on. We all got to get behind him. We've all got to get behind the team. And why should we not believe? Why should we not dream about hitting the heights, the heavy heights of winning the league or winning the cup? We should always dream. We should always be behind the team. No matter what happens, we have to be behind this team. And if you want to dream, feckin' dream. Why not? We've been through enough shit over the last 4 years of supporting Tottenham. All the shit football we've had to watch. All the fucking dramas we've had to watch on and off the pitch. Suddenly we have a team and a manager that clicks. Suddenly we have a good feel factor going around White Hart Lane. Suddenly we have a team that could go there, that could get over that line, could get us our first trophy since 2008. And why not dream for the big one? We should have won the league when Leicester won the league, but we didn't push on. We choked. We bottled it when we didn't beat Leicester. We finished third in a 2-horse race. We won't do that under Postecoglou because he won't let us bottle it. There's something about, I've always said that there's a Fergie, Alex Ferguson about Postecoglou. There's a Bill Nick about him. There's a Keith Birkinshaw about him. We've got a manager that's got all the recipes to become our greatest manager since Bill Nick and Keith Birkinshaw. So let's cherish him. Let's back him. Let's support the team, good or bad. We've had the best start to a season since 60-61 season. We can go 5 points clear by 10 o'clock Friday evening. When was the last time we said Tottenham can go 5 points clear? Never. Not in a long, long time. So let's believe. So I just had to get that out of my system, certainly. Sorry about that. All good. So now Andrew says, as a Celtic supporter, Dermot, how do you feel about the section of fans flying the Palestinian flags? Look, I think they have every right to do that. As me and Philip have said on here before, look, what happened to Israel was wrong. It was atrocious and it should never have happened. But what's happening the other way is close onto war crimes. And they've both done it to each other. So I have no problem, and Celtic fans have always done it. I have no problem. And I think that, look, if somebody wants to come in and fly a flag for Palestine, fair play to them. They want to fly a flag for Israel, fair play to them. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And look, people seem to forget, Ireland is a nation of fighters. We've had our own struggles in our history. We've had our own struggles of coming out from under oppression, coming out from under us being ruled by another country, and we've had to fight for our freedom. Everyone has to fight for freedom. Everyone has the right to freedom. And Celtic fans have the right to doing it peacefully. They're not harming anyone. They're just showing who they support, and I've got no problems with that whatsoever. If somebody was to fly a Palestinian flag and an Israeli flag at Tottenham, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But what is happening in Palestine, I think, is wrong. I think there should be aid put in there for people that need it. Should be fuel put in there for run the hospitals so babies and patients are in comas, and food for the elderly, medicine for the people that are sick should be brought in there, not trickling in like it is. But look, that's for another show and another subject. Me and Philip will probably do a pre-record on that. So yeah, big up Andrew, and I have no problem whatsoever. Colin says, currently you have all the right to be excited. I think it's early, and if you're still there after Christmas, then yes, 100% you should dream. I'm always dreaming. I'm always dreaming. Chris says, that's your opinion, mate. You're entitled to that opinion. Unfortunately, social media don't allow you that opinion. Yeah, that is so true. That is so. Social media for me is the biggest hypocrite around. They'll allow people to say stuff on social media and you can get away with it. But if you have an opinion that's slightly out there, They're on top of you, and it's wrong. You should have opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Greg says that enjoying the ride, not caring about the destination, tired to fight mid-table relegation, don't matter. I'm just enjoying the attitude and the football, and that's what we all are, and that's what we should be doing. Lily White Lane, big up Lily White Lane. Says big up Dermot, big up Lily White Lane. Chris says, I never said Arsenal were in a tight race too much. Oh dear. So, yeah, Arsenal were never in a title race. They just bottled it. Sorry. They just bottled it. Andrew says it depends on Daniel Levy properly backing Ange and giving him everything. I think he will. I think Andrew, he will. And I think we've got no problems with that. Afternoon, Dermot. How are you? Ricky Villier, THFC. Haven't seen you for a long time, sir. How are you? As I may ask. I'm grand. I'm always grand. Delusional, happy, away with the fairies. Me and Dave Harris, right? We live in delusional land sometimes. We've got houses next to each other. We do allow a few people to visit now and again, but me and Dave, we're the delusional Spurs fans. I don't know who's more delusional, me or Dave. I'd love to put that to a poll one time, actually. Colin Cross, big up Colin. Great to see you back. He says he is having a bigger influence on that team. He's having a bigger influence on the team that Bill Nick had. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I don't know, Colin, if you will agree with me. Do you look? I always said this like an 80s feel about this Postecoglou side. If you watch the 60s side, do you see similarities between Postecoglou and Bill Nick? I would ask Philip if there's. I might ask Philip this tonight, actually. Is there similarities that you can think, do you know what? I've seen this before. I'd love to know. So let me know. And any fans that can remember the 60s, are you seeing similarities between Postecoglou and Bill Nicholson? Is there anything that's making you think, do you know what? I think there's the same there. Daniela Zito, big up Daniela. Hope you're doing well. She's good afternoon, Dermot. Hope you're well. When Ange was asked about team news for tomorrow's game, he didn't mention Bentancur. I wonder why. I think it might be a bit early for Bentancur. I think he might be back. Look, I'm looking at the Chelsea game. I think he may be brought back to. I think that might be a bit early, but I'll do my digging. I will do my digging. Chris says, only negative I have for Spurs at the moment is getting knocked out of the League Cup. Look, I think, look, he was right in what he said, that was the only competition he had to try these players out. And if you are not in Europe, if you're in Europe, you could try them out in a few early games and then be a bit more sensible for the League Cup. But that was his only game. But don't forget, Fulham didn't beat us. They only beat us on penalties. But it's a game we should have won. And it's an opportunity missed. And I don't think he's going to make the same mistake when it comes to the FA Cup. I don't think so. And Dave asked me the other night, where would you go in January? Would you put all your baskets in for the league if we were still in contention for that, or the FA Cup? I'll go for the FA Cup all day long. The FA Cup means so much to us as a club, as so much to our supporters, so much to our history, our heritage. And I think it's great, and I think we will. But look, yeah, I agree with you. The League Cup was a bit of a disappointment, but he had these reasons, and I agree with them reasons. I always said it was 20% manager, 80% players, and that's the way I stand on that. Celtic fans have a right to do that, but I'm a Simon Jordan. Football should be about football. Look, I agree with you. Football should be about football, but people have a right to protest, have a right to demonstrate, have a right to get their views across. And football does give people that right to do that. And look, I always say that football and politics should never mix. Sport and politics should never mix. But sports and politics do mix. They do cross over. And for every reason, rights or wrongs of it, it does happen. We're looking at a situation where when I didn't hear anybody complaining when Russia invaded Ukraine and everyone was flying Ukraine flags at Premier League grounds. Or I didn't hear anybody complaining then. Everyone was fully supportive of Ukraine, and so they should be. Everyone should be behind that and drive Russia back to where they belong. I think where it's a bit different is because of the history between Israel and the Palestinian people, and Israel and the Middle East, and I think that's where it gets a bit more political than it should be. Look, fans have a right to say and protest and demonstrate, and they have a free right. It's the free right of speech. But I also agree with you, Chris, and I agree with Simon Jordan. Football should be about football. But you cannot stop fans from doing what fans from waving a flag. It's only a flag. And if fans want to do that, then that's fine. There should be better dialogue between the clubs and the supporters trusts and the supporters clubs of the teams, and there should be a better organization or a better dialogue to sort that out. But I agree with you, Chris. Football should be about football. Absolutely. Greg says Chris Welsh getting knocked out of an energy drink cup is a blessing in disguise, as far as I'm concerned. You could look at it always that way. It's less games to play, which is true. But look, we have to wait and see. We will see, Greg says. Daniela, thank you so much. She says, smash the like button if you haven't already. Big up Dermot Coys. Big up Daniela. Absolutely legend of the channel. Absolute legend. Caption Grandma says, can't agree with you about the flags, Dermot. Politics should be kept out of football as it can only do harm. Look, I agree with you. Politics and sports should never mix. And I totally agree with you on that. But I think this situation, I think if it was 10 or 15 years ago, there wouldn't have been the social media or the new 24-hour news outlets with news banging 24 hours a day about it. And I think that plays on the minds of certain individuals as well. So I think you got to take that into perspective. Politics and sports should never mix. That is right. But I think a fan, if he wants to wave a flag as a protest, and he's doing it peacefully, and he's doing it respectively, then he has the right. Everyone has a freedom of speech and a freedom to promote what they should do, but as long as it's done in a respectful, fair manner way. But I agree with everyone. Politics and sports should never mix. Football should just be football. But you can't stop a fan from bringing a flag in. If he's going to do it respectively, you can't do it, and it's not fair either. Arsenal fans said about the Europa League ended up winning nothing. Obviously, Spurs different. Yeah, we got different thoughts. Absolutely. We got Ricky says, I'm good, thanks. New job, less time, but have the night off from the wife and kids tonight. So I thought I'd pop in. Big up, Ricky Villa. It's great to see you, man. It really is. And lovely seeing you in, man. Lovely seeing you in. Chris says, it's already progressed for Spurs this season. Yeah, it has. It really has. Colin is saying, yes, spot on. The double team was hit and run. This Spurs team are the same. And I've been saying to Philip, this Tottenham side, there is a swagger about them. There is a sort of never say die attitude. And you look at the 60s side, you look at the 70s sides, you look at the early 80s sides, and even the 90s sides in a way. They're going out dying for each other. They're going out laying their lives on the line for one another. And that's what it's about. And they don't stop from minute 1 to minute 96 or 97. And that is why Postecoglou had every right to bollock them after Tuesday night, because Tuesday night's second half performance was shocking. Absolutely shocking. He also said, we've always been a cup team, hence only 2 league wins. Yeah, we have always been a cup team. Big up, Colin. And we've got Wayne Bonner. Let me get this ready now. Right, let me get this ready. Hang on. That's it. A bit of drink down my throat to clear the old throttle. Right. I tried to do this as good as our godfather here, Philip Reddick. Right, here we go. Good afternoon. What have I missed? Not a lot, actually. Just Philip's not here, and Philip's let me loose to run the asylum. That's what's happened. Delusional Dermatron's here. As I've been called. I've been called a lot worse, for you, but delusional Dermatron's not bad. Lily White says, thoughts on the 3 p.m. blackout, Dermot? Out of date or should it carry on? Out of date. Totally out of date. Look, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford Sky. can't afford TNT, can't afford Now TV. So it wouldn't do any harm to put few games out on free-to-air television. And it's the same with my other sport. I love Formula One. That should be free-to-air too. Some sports should be ring-faced with so many matches or so many whatever shown live on free-to-air television. People cannot afford Sky, cannot afford Virgin or BT or whatever your TV provider is. But we've gone that way. We've had to go that way because anything we want to watch is on pay TV. Where if you were just to get a Freeview box on free TV, you've just got the basic channels. You haven't got a lot of other channels to watch. So I think the 3 p.m. blockout should go. I think they should be a certain amount of matches put on free-to-air television on a Saturday or a Sunday for people that cannot afford to pay for Sky and Virgin. And that's my thoughts on that. I'd love to know your thoughts, Guy. What do you think? Should the 3 p.m. blackout, is it out of date or should it carry on? I think it's out of date. If it was Sport Lines Tour that helped end anti-apartheid, yeah, it was. And that's a very, very good point, Colin. That was the tour that helped to end the anti-apartheid in South Africa. And then you see the thing of Nelson Mandela being released. You've seen then South Africa winning the World Cup in '95, and all the look. Whatever happens, wrongs will never will be put right on any either South Africa or wherever. But I think that what Colin said is right. Sport can do good as well. And sport can. It's like when there was the terrorist attacks in France. The French national anthem was played everywhere in the Premier League. When we had when Russia went into Ukraine, the Ukrainian flags were flown everywhere. When Hamas struck Israel, outcry came out from everywhere, and rightly so, because what happened was wrong. And what's happened to the Palestinians is wrong as well, because they're innocent people as well. So there has to be a balance of showing how you feel, but doing it in a respectful manner. And if sport can help, then it should be able to let people say what they want to say, but respectfully. So if somebody wants to wave a flag, as Andrew said, like the Celtic fans did last night, and I did watch a bit of the Celtic game, I watched it, and I even said to my missus, look at the flags they're waving. I think they're entitled, especially from freedom of speech, they're entitled to do that. Like Rangers fans will be waving the Israeli flag, which they have every entitled to do as well. So, look, it doesn't matter. As long as it's done respectfully and peacefully, I've got no problems with that. Even F1 fans have to pay for iFollow to watch their club. Yeah, exactly. And it's got to a point where I can remember years ago, Formula One used to be on BBC and then ITV, then back onto the BBC. I remember tennis. I remember when I was a kid, Test cricket was on BBC. You had all the major sporting events. If it's not on one BBC, it was on ITV. And then we followed the American model of putting everything on the pay TV. The problem is people cannot afford pay TV because it's too expensive. So if you've got a young, say, child who's a massive football fan, right, and he loves football, eats, breathes everything about football, you're going to have to, and he wants to watch his team, you're going to have to get Sky in for him. Or he loves his Formula One, you're going to have to get Sky or Virgin into him, or wherever BT Sport in for him, or whatever TV provider. And it gets expensive. So the FA, the Premier League, FIFA, or UEFA, anybody have to get together to ring fence a certain amount of games to put on free-to-air television. And I think they should. I think they really should. I know the BBC do the FA Cup, and ATV and BBC share the final. But I think there should be more. I think the League Cup should be free-to-air. I think the Champions League should be free-to-air. I think all the European competitions should be free-to-air. and then take it from there. And then just take it from there and see where it goes. But that's everyone in the chat. Big up. Hope everyone's doing all right. Now, I found this the other day. Now, Tottenham Hotspur, right? Points per game against other 50 Premier League clubs. Now, they're Crystal Palace. Because they're playing Palace on Friday. So points Tottenham have played. Now, it's points Tottenham's opponent and then played and then points per game. This is Tottenham. We've had 58 points from 28 games against Crystal Palace. So that's 2.07 points per game, which is a quite good run. We're unbeaten. We're unbeaten in the last 3. We've only lost once in the league against them in the last 16 games in the league. And that loss was that loss was under Nuno after he won his first 3 games. And that was also the game when Tanganga got sent off as well. And that's when the wheels started falling off the road for Nuno. So we've got a pretty good record against Palace. And we've got we've 58 points out of 28 games isn't bad. It's not bad at all. And this is another little article. Of course, it's on about Everton could be deducted up to 12 points. I think because they were something to do with spending or not living within their means. I think there were 200 million over whatever limit there is. So it went on. The Telegraph reports that the Premier League have recommended a 12-point deduction as punishment if they're found guilty of breaching profit and sustainability rules. With an ongoing independent analysis of the case from a private commission, it is said that the Merseyside team are likely to be handed a severe sanction. Now, if you hit Everton with a 12-point ban, I think they're down. And I think they're down. But I'd love to know, what do you think, guys? Do you think that's right to hit with a 12-point ban? Do you think clubs that overspend that are not spending within their means should be hit with a punishment? But look, we'll have to wait and see. Just very quickly before, this is going to be a short show anyway. This is the injury case. Of course, Papa Sarr, the midfielder, has impressed alongside Basuma this season, but was forced off just after the hour mark against Fulham. Luckily for Spurs, Postecoglou since confirmed the Senegal international was mainly suffering from illness and could be back for the game against Palace. So he should be fit. Destiny was another one that came off before full-time on Monday night. Like Sarr, Pascal played down any long-term concerns, confirmed the Italian international was only slightly fatigued, so he will be back in time for the Palace game. We've got Bentancur. The idea of watching Bentancur strut his stuff alongside Sarr, Basuma and James Maddison would be hugely exciting for Spurs fans. The midfielder has been spotted back in training, but is likely to return before November. Such was the severity of his knee injury. That's why I'm saying, look, maybe Chelsea. Maybe Chelsea. Who knows? Hopefully. I mean, what a game to come back from. What a game to come back from. We've got Ryan Segerson could be back now in December. An underwent hamstring injury this summer, only returned to light training earlier this month. So he's always injured. And then we've got Solomon. He's out now for a few months. Summer signing Manor Solomon has undergone surgery on the knee injury. Summer signing Solomon currently in the middle of a 2-month injury layoff following surgery on the knee. So he'll be back probably after Christmas. Then, of course, Perisic is out for the season. And it looks like he could return to Croatia this summer for the European Championships. Where you want to watch it now, these are the Tottenham Hotspur Palace, how long we've played them in the league, Premier League. Only 4 defeats out of 28 games, 17 wins, 7 draws, 4 defeats. We've scored 43, only conceded 19. We've had a pretty good record against them, actually. We only lost 3 times against them in the old First Division. We're unbeaten in the Football League Cup and the Football Division 2. Now, in the FA Cup, we've lost 3 times and only won twice out of them in 7. And in the League Cup, we're unbeaten, 1 win and 1 draw. Now, Tottenham Hotspur Premier League goes for St. Palace. Of course, Harry Kane is ahead with 11 goals. Son is 7. Next 2. Then we've got Ericsson. Then we've got a group of 2 with Bale, Buffon, Klinsmann, Sheringham, Dele Alli, Chris Armstrong. There we've got Gordon Jury, Matt Doherty. Got 1 against them. Eric Lamela, Lucas Moura, Steve Sedgley, and Roberto Soldano. So only 43 goals scored against Palace in them games, so it's not a lot. These is the on the bit run now. I am sorry about this one. I will make a bit of graphic for you for the next pre-match show. But look, if you can work it out, we are unbeaten. We've only had 4 defeats since 2015 up to that 3-0 defeat in 2011 to September 2021. And really, that was our last league actual defeat against them. The last league defeat against them before that was actually January 2015. So we've had a very good record against Palace, and it's a game I think we should win. It's a game that we should win. We should beat them. Right, and Tottenham remain in London as they travel to Crystal Palace on Friday night. Spurs return to the top of the table after beating Fulham, and Monday night, Crystal Palace were thrashed by Newcastle last time out. So, look, we could go 5 points clear. What does kickoff time? Course location is London, Selhurst Park, Friday, 27th of October. Kickoff time, 8 o'clock in the UK, 3 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock Pacific time. And the referee is Andy Madeley, and the VAR is Stuart Atwell. Palace now, the head-to-head, Palace 1 win out the last 5. There's been Palace 1 win, Spurs 4, no draws in the last 5 games. So we've got a good record. And of course, these are the last 5 fixtures because Spurs win 4 wins and a draw, 3 wins, and of course unbeaten at the start of the season. Palace, really a quite sort of iffy run. 2 defeats, 2 draws, and a win. So they really haven't got the best record. Spurs are probably favourites for this one. And if you want to watch it on TV, of course, in the United Kingdom, it's on Sky Sports Premier League, Sky Ultra, and Sky Sports Main Event. If you're in the United States, it's on NBCSports.com, US Network, Universal Now, Telemundo, De Paso e Vivo, NBC Sports app, and Universal. And if you're in Canada, it's on Fubo TV. So that is all you have on the Palace game. I'll go through some of the comments and then I will end it there, guys, if that's all right, because we are back tonight at 9. So this was always going to be a short one. Colin says, ban all sports on ITV. They are useless at it. I love that. I absolutely love it, Colin. Absolutely love it. Big belt, man. Big up. Absolutely. I agree with you. I used to hate watching Formula One on ITV because it began to the race where it'd be getting something good and they'd say, right, we're going for a break. Why? Just why? Seriously? Chris says, Palace had a chance in that 4-0 defeat to Newcastle. Don't let scoreline fool you. Always tough going to Palace for anyone. I hate going there. It's a good way for the... Look, I'm a bit nervous about this game. I was more nervous about the Palace game than I was about the Fulham game. I just don't know. I just feel very uneasy about going to Palace. But look, we'll see what happens. We've got Daniela Zito. If Everton get a 12-point deduction, they will be relegated. Exactly. I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. Everton get points deducted by Man City with 115 charges. You're just on the naughty step for 5. Look, I agree with you. It's wrong. I totally agree with you. It is so wrong. And I don't think they've come back. I think they're still investigating Man City at the moment. So that could be that could actually bear a massive binding on the title race this season if they come back, which I think they are. They're looking to report back or release their findings around January time to the Premier League. So that could be very interesting. Colin says, look what's happened to Luton. Deductions for 3 seasons on the trot and they went out the league. Yeah, exactly. Actually, but fair play to them to come back though. But by the way, I'm not accusing City of cheating. Just don't think it's fair until I don't think it's fair till found guilty. Exactly, absolutely, exactly. Dermot, what do you think of the start and 11? Should be Maddison and Sonny might play as a loner next to game for Chelsea in 10 days after Palace. Well, look, I have got the starting lineup. I just forgot to put it into the where is it now? I have got it here. Just bear with me 1 minute. Is that it? Is that it now? I think this might be it. Hopefully it is. No, it's not. That's not it. that is actually something we do need to tell you about, guys, as well. We've got a real treat coming up for you on, I think that might be it. I think this is it now. Yeah, I think this is it. This is the starting lineup now, guys, for the game on Friday. No, it's not. Listen, I'll get the game up later for you. I'll get the game up later for the thing up for you for tonight. Nice information, bro. Cheers. Thanks, Rakish. Thank you very much. Tried to please everyone, but thank you very much. Please hit that like button and subscription. If you haven't done it, also pick up your memberships as well. Only $2.99 and $4.99. And if you can, please send in the super chat. It does help us, and it helps us grow as well. Chris says 2-1 to Spurs is my prediction. I'm going for 3-0 Spurs. I really think we're going to do them over. We've got Andrew Gregory. Was Bill Nicholson last game as manager after Palace knocked us out of the FA Cup? No, his last game, I think, was a loss to Sunderland. He resigned very early in 1974. I think about 8 games into the season. Yeah, so I think it was. I will find that out for you, Andrew. I'll get that out for you later, actually. Morning, everyone, says Gio. Big up, Gio Rea. We've got Palace too reliant on the defence, missing their attackers badly. Ollis and Eze letting Zaha go weakens them. It did, and I was surprised to let Zaha go, but he wanted to go. He really do. Palace have players who were putting an effort, but no cutting edge for me at the moment. No, there is no cutting edge at Palace at the moment, and I think that is why we will beat them, and I think we'll beat them quite comfortably as well. And Tequila, big up Tequila. Can't stay because I've got to cook. Have a good stream, Dermo. Well, I'm just about to finish now because I'm back on later at 9 o'clock. Me and Mia are going head to head on the biggest. Look, Tyson Fury's fight the weekend. This is bigger than Tyson Fury's fight. Tonight is the big one. We should be on box office on NTN. Me and Mia are going head to head over Højbjerg. Now, guys, Tequila says, "Oh, might have to watch that." It is going to be. It says you versus Mia, hell in a cell. That's. He said, "My money's on her." So, mate. Oh no, I've got my stats all ready to go. I've got my argument ready. Look, it's going to be fair, but the winner of the argument is going to be left to you guys. It's going to be less to you guys. And then Colin has saying, if it comes true. Yeah, here we go. Lost to Middlesbrough. Lost. I knew it was somebody up in the northeast. Colin. Thank you. I thought it was Sunderland for some reason. Right. Colin might interest you, this, Colin. On Monday, well, we're doing this as a pre-record, but on Tuesday we'll be going out about 8 o'clock, I think. We have the great Norman Geller on Monday evening. Or on Monday at 12, we're doing a pre-record over his new book called The G-Man, a revealing portrait of Jimmy Greaves and Al Kinzine, one of the greatest double acts in British football. And we're getting him on. He was a sports reporter for many of the year for the newspaper, but he did follow Spurs all around Europe. I think he wrote a few books on Spurs, but he's also a massive Spurs fan. So we're having him on Monday, and that we're doing a pre-record Monday, and then this will be going out on Tuesday, I think at 8 o'clock on Tuesday evening. So please tune in for that. It is well worth a watch. It will be worth a watch. And Philip does have a book, and that winner of that book will be going out tonight. He's got a hard copy of this book. But yeah, we'll let you know what time that is on Tuesday, but we're doing it Monday. It's a pre-record, but please, everyone, tune in for that. It will be a great, great, great show indeed. Daniela said, we've got Andrew Gregory saying, let's get ready to rumble. Exactly, Andrew. We've got Daniel, big up, one love. And we've got Daniel Zito saying, do you think Højbjerg should start over Basuma tomorrow? As if Basuma gets a yellow, then Basuma will be suspended. Look, I think this should start Højbjerg on tomorrow and rest Basuma. I think they should, and I think Højbjerg did himself a lot of favours by his performance on Monday. He really did, and it shows he can play in an Ange ball, and this is my argument. And I'm not going to go much into it because I'm saving it for tonight. But he can play in an Ange ball. He did a job for Ange. He was up there with man of the match for me. He was exceptional, and Højbjerg is your man. If you want to get down in the trenches, Højbjerg is your man. But I do think, I think rest Basuma for Chelsea and bring in Højbjerg. That's what it is. And Gilzine was the World Cup workhorse for Greaves and Shivers. Yeah, he really was. Well, guys, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for joining me. Of course, we are back tonight at 9 o'clock with Mia versus Dermatron, or Dermatron versus Mia. THFC's Till I Die versus Spurs Between the Lines over Højbjerg. Philip will be your host as me and Mia go head to head. And who's going to come out on top? It's not down to Philip. It's not down to me or Mia. It's down to you guys. There will be a poll put in after our arguments. After we've put out what our stated case is, there will be a poll put into the chat who won, me or Mia. So please get to that. And also let us know also in the comments in the chat, what did you think of our outro yesterday? Would you like that as the intro and the intro as the outro, or which way would you like it round? Please let us know. But we are back tonight at 9. Whatever you do, enjoy yourself, take care, and whatever is, come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we trust. Woohoo!